Fear is a natural human emotion, but it becomes destructive when it starts leading our decisions. Fear says, what if it doesn't work? Faith, on the other hand, says, even if it doesn't go as planned, God is still good. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to From Brokenness to Fullness podcast. This is your show host, Jeanith Padilla, and I'm so happy you're here for week 8 of our journey. We've been talking about identity, rest, and transformation. And today we are going to talk about something every single one of us faces at some point: fear. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of rejection, fear that God won't come through. Yeah. But here's the truth: fear may visit, but it doesn't have to stay because faith is stronger. 2 Timothy 1:7 reminds us, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. That means fear is not from God. And if it's not from Him, then we don't have to keep it. But here's the truth: most fear is rooted into lies. First, we thought God is not able. Second, God is not willing. But we all know that both of those are false because you all, God is able and He is willing. He is the creator of heaven and earth, and He calls you His child and promises to care for you. I just have something to share about this. Every time I go to grocery store and then I saw something that my children like, like their favorite snack, their favorite breakfast, and all that stuff, I will never hesitate, or I I don't hesitate to grab those for them. And every time I do that, it reminds me that if I, as an imperfect mom, cares for my children like that, how much more my Father in heaven, who loves me more than I can think of, wouldn't care about what I need and what I desire. So, yeah, it's so freeing to think about it like that. So, yeah, if you have children and you care so much for them? I know there are times that you don't. I mean, because they're very annoying, kids sometimes. We're just like, oh, can you just stop? We are not perfect and we feel like that. But if we care about them, how much more our Father in heaven? He is willing to provide us everything that we need, and He cares for us deeply. But anyhow, Isaiah 41:10 says, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." When fear takes over, it is often because we've forgotten who walks beside us. Faith and fear both require belief, but in opposite directions. Fear believes in what could go wrong, while faith believes in what God can make right. Look at the disciples during the storm. In Mark 4:35 to 41, they panicked when the waves rose. But Jesus was asleep, calm, unshaken, and in control. When they woke him, he said, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" Y'all, you know where Jesus was coming from saying this to them. These disciples already saw all, if, not most of what Jesus can do, healing the sick. What else? When Lazarus died, he rose him from the death. Come on. But still, they were afraid. You see, when Jesus was saying this, he wasn't rebuking them for feeling fear, but he was inviting them to trust his presence over their perception. And the same invitation is for us. So don't focus on the storm. Focus on who's in the boat. When that happened, Jesus was with them, literally. But they were afraid. Same with us. We may not able to see his presence, but we know he is with us. And if you don't, I'm just here to remind you that he will never leave you nor forsake you. He says that in the Bible. So do not be afraid. But let's see. How do we overcome fear practically? Here are 5 steps to help you walk in faith. All right? First, name your fear. Don't hide it. Bring it into the light. What you name loses power. Second, replace it with truth. Find a scripture that counters that fear. Example, Psalm 27:1. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Third, pray through it. Ask God for courage and peace instead of control. Fourth, act in faith. Take one small step in obedience. Even if you feel afraid, faith grows through action. And lastly, remember his past faithfulness. I know there's too many of them, but it's just so easy to forget. Yeah? But try this. Look back on what God has done before. It strengthens you for what's ahead. Courage doesn't mean the absence of fear. It means trusting God more than what scares you. I've had so many seasons when fear tried to stop me. Whether it was moving to a new country, starting my business, or sharing my voice through this podcast. But every time I said yes to God, even when fear was loud, His faithfulness was louder. Looking back, I realized fear wasn't my enemy. It was an opportunity to exercise my faith muscle. And friend, every time you choose faith over fear, you grow stronger. Fear might shout, but faith whispers louder. God is with you. Yeah. Joshua 1:9 says, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. You are not alone. Whatever you're facing right now, step forward in faith, knowing that God goes before you, stands beside you, and fights for you. If this episode encouraged you, share it with someone who's battling fear today. Next week, we will talk about building unshakable faith in uncertain times. And you don't want to miss that one. Until then, choose faith and watch fear lose its power. I love you and God bless. Bye for now.